Hi, welcome to another episode of G3 Show. This is the love edition of G3 Show, live on UTV Africa. And I'm super excited to welcome you. I can smell love in the air. So I know everywhere is buzzing. You're getting ready to express love and receive love. But let's even talk about it. Let's see what is love and how does it affect our girls? How does Valentine affect the life of our girls? In today's conversation, I have someone super special to me, someone you would love to listen to. We call her the 10 over 10 girls coach, and she is one woman I love to listen to every time, especially when it has to do with girls. We're going to get right into this conversation, but before that, let's go on this short break. Don't go nowhere. Welcome back. So today I told you it is love edition of the G3 show. And today I have someone joining me, a woman I love. This is such a moment.
It's an honor to be here.
Thank you so much for obliging me.
Yes. This is awesome.
Thank you. And thank you for coming.
It's an honor to be here, honestly.
Okay, so let's start with an introduction. I would save myself from the error of introducing you because I can't get it correct.
Okay.
Please, can you tell us, who you are and your journey with the girls?
So first, my name is Irene Banwell. You already know that. So to our viewers, my name is Irene Banwell. I'm co-founder of the North 100 Naira a Day School. But then I also run an online character school for girls aged 3 to 17 called the 10 over 10 Girls Squad. I was raised by a single mom who had me as a teenager. So the journey of growing up with her, watching her as a young adult and myself as a child has informed some of the work that I now do. I'm one of those people that was pretty much upset with my grandparents that there was a support my mother needed that she didn't have. And so I'm happy to be able to turn around to the next generation to support parents and girls aged 3 to 17.
And I must say you're doing an incredible work,
Thank
ma'am.
you, ma'am.
So much, because we need, just like we were discussing behind the scene, we need a lot more voices. And I'm super glad that yours is one of the loud voices that our girls are listening to.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
So let's get right into it, because there is no other person, it has to be you. To talk about this. I know you are
Yes.
You're very passionate when it comes to helping our girls get it right,
yes.
Especially with issues surrounding, such as law.
Yes.
So let's talk about Valentine, and let's even start from, what Valentine does to our girls.
I personally, my observation, I think that there is a wild hunger to be loved, to be seen, to be valued, that the Valentine just makes a bit much, accentuates it in a way.
Yeah.
So this is the season where girls really need someone to say, oh, you look beautiful. And when they don't, they think they're less of themselves. So now the pursuit of that validation means a lot of irresponsible choices will be made this week, unfortunately. And so for me, Valentine is that season where the needs of girls are brought to the fore and the extent they would go to get the validations that they seek. So it's a season that all parents of girls need to approach diligently with care, but also strategically, yes.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
So let's talk about the difference between Valentine in 20 years ago and now. Valentine that we know in our time, in your time, and the Valentine that we have in 2026. What has shifted? Has there been any change?
So first and foremost, I think the craziness is essentially the same. However, the modes of expression, the tools and platform that exist to express it is a lot more. And so the social influence has also increased. Let me slow down a bit. When I was 20 years ago, that would be 25. No, that's even being too generous. By 25, I was married. So let's take it back all the way back to our teenage years when in secondary school.
Okay.
So I went to an all-girls school.
Okay.
So what used to happen, the max that could happen is If you had a crush, you write a letter and post it to their school. Hope they get it. Hope they write you back. They write, put flowers and kisses and all.
Yeah.
But we were grounded. If you were a border, you were at home. You couldn't up and go out on Valentine's Day. You couldn't even, your parents couldn't even hear the word Valentine's Day out of your lips. The craziness was there.
Yeah.
But the platforms to express were so few. There were no opportunities. People probably did Valentine during holiday after March. Do you understand?
Yes.
But that's not the case today.
Yeah.
So first and foremost, we can send emails. What am I saying? Emails, text messages, WhatsApp, nudes, videos. That's the first part. The child can express it. They have tools to express it. And I know some parents say, my daughter doesn't have a phone. Oh, wow. She has an account. He's logged in on her friend's device. The friend is posting on her behalf. So chill out a little bit. She has opportunity to express whatever it is. That's number one. Number two, she's now in this bubble where other girls are expressing. So the influence of other people's actions is also telling on her.
Exactly.
Then the third part is she's also watching other people get the response that she desires. So for example, I mean, on the 10 over 10 girls squad, you hear, so there's this boy, he used to be, and so I'm sitting down there, I want to explode. Then I remember that this is not my generation. I have to walk her through it.
Yeah.
So she gave the gift, the boy gave her back, my own crush didn't give me anything. That creates another layer. Now, when the entire euphoria is done that weekend, some girls leave more confident because they were loved back, in quote. But others leave thinking they are less of themselves because they did not get the feedback they anticipated. Maybe nobody asked them to be the VAR, so I'm not good enough.
Yeah.
Or my own VAR didn't give me like they did, or he didn't do a stunt, and then there were no soft launches for me this period. And so that becomes... So Valentine today is more complex, more complicated, more influences, more voices than it's ever been. So this season, I'd like parents to know that you can't brush it off like, we did Valentine. No, your kids are not doing Valentine in the way that you did Valentine.
At all.
In times past, yes.
Oh, wow.
So it's a lot more complex today than it has ever been.
It is. And I think this is a wake-up call for parents. If you're a parent watching this, it should let you know that you don't just brush it off, like she said. You don't just think that, oh, my child is not seeing anything. She's just innocent. She's inside my house. She could be in your house, physically, but she's away somewhere.
Yes.
And influences are being measured on her. Influences are being... she's getting influenced by people. She's getting influenced by friends. And if you're not careful, even after Valentine, things can still happen.
Of course, that's the idea.
Yes.
The search for whether it will improve towards next year. The follow start.
The follow-up.
The follow-up, my darling. And then friends start to say it's because you're too uptight. See your girl that you've raised to be, she starts to feel that she's missing something.
Yeah.
So she wants to be more outgoing. Maybe I don't need to say it, they can't touch my butt in school. All of those things that start to eat into the values you've raised her on because she saw something that looked really awesome. And it's a natural human response to want things you think is beautiful.
It is.
Yeah.
Okay, so now that we're talking about parents, can we look at what parents can do? I mean, you've mentioned something earlier, but what else? How can parents prepare their daughters for Valentine? Even though Valentine is already here, but what can we begin to do to ensure that we are raising girls who are super confident, whose validation is not hinged on Valentine's season?
Yes.
What can parents do?
So first and foremost, I think we all need to redefine love to our kids.
Okay.
So for instance, I've been privileged to raise 2 daughters. My first will be 15 in a few weeks.
Oh, wow.
So
you've got there already,
you need to take me seriously. I'm like a professor in this thing. Right?
We need to give you your flowers.
And so for me, you have to not do anything this Valentine. Let the euphoria be over.
Okay.
They can't hear you this season. It's impossible for them to hear you. All they can hear is the thoughts in their head about what they missed out. But when they're done, you need to open conversations about what love is. Love is not euphoric. Love is not a feeling. Love is, I want to do life with this person. I enjoy being with this person. But even the caveat of enjoying being with this person starts with the child's values. If your child has warped values, they will enjoy being with someone who has warped values. If your child wants wild parties and orgies, they've been triggered to that level that that's what is pleasurable to them. That's what they crave on Valentine. So the first thing is step back and redefine what love is. So for my daughters, I say love is honor. And someone can honor you if they don't honor God. So you want someone that when you're around them, you're not hiding anything. You can tell mommy about what happened the whole date without being silent on any part.
Yes.
And then, but you also move from there to say, elevate your standard so much that you want honor so much that if you don't see honor in other people's stories, you don't want it. So for instance, while everybody's talking about Valentine, can your child know the stories that count? Oh, the boy wrote a poem and said few things. There were no kisses, they didn't spark, nobody's leg went up, no butterfly in the tummy. But he's the one telling her to join the debate club that she can do it. Can your daughter see that that's the authentic one, not the loud, noisy, crazy one? I don't know if you get me.
Yes.
So for me, it's a long journey. The first place I used this principle was teaching my daughters what fun was.
Okay.
And I told them anything that has no element of regret, that's fun. So if there's a possibility that after we are done, one of us will regret. It's not fun. So stepping back to say, Princess, let's stop. When you think about love, what do you think it is? Oh, they will tell you. Because the cartoons, especially entertainment designed for girls, they socialize them wrong.
Yeah.
They make them think that life is an audition that men have to pick them. So recently, you won't believe this, I got on one game I've been playing, I'm on level 83. When Nigeria deals with you, you need to detox. I started playing this game. And you know, for me to get to level 83,
Wow.
I've seen enough adverts.
Yeah.
And I'll see adverts targeted at girls. They'll show you a girl, she's not very well dressed. There's a guy that wants to marry her, and he throws her a box, go and clean up. All the entertainment is, a prince is going to find you. A prince is going to find you. They start to hear that from when they're 0 to 3. By the time they're 14, where is my prince? So we need to step back to say those stories are not really true. And start to, but we can't teach them without hearing what's on their inside. So to support them, you want to hear what they define love to be.
Yes.
And then you start to unpack it. I've told my daughters that every definition I've given them about love, they cannot understand it till they're 21.
Oh, wow.
So they should shelf it. Because everything they will think and feel before then is fantasy. Their brain cannot completely process defining love in details. So I tell them to doubt anything they think is love between now and when they're 21.
Oh, wow.
So we're almost 15 and we've not dated anybody yet. And that's trophy for me, my brother.
Absolutely.
My sister. I can go and buy
Absolutely.
myself to do that. They've trusted me to the point that they know that. I told them everybody, I don't tell them you can't love is a sin. I tell them everybody needs love. But when you don't know how to define it, you're going to expect much from someone who is not built to give it. So wait till you're old enough to filter. And then also tell them that this journey that you have to wait to date is a time where you learn who you are. I say, for instance, someone can assume what you like today, and in a few months you don't anymore.
Absolutely.
So find yourself first so that you can find the fit. So parents, did you see how I said it?
Yeah.
Don't rush into any pep talk.
So they shouldn't talk about it now. They won't listen.
Let the madness finish. Then when you come and say, don't ask them how their own went, ask how their friends' own went. You know, they didn't do anything.
Oh.
But their friends did a lot.
This is a hack right here.
Oh, don't ask them anything. So what did your friend do? Oh, you don't know, yeah. The guy she's dating, what about you? No, me, I'm not dating. No. I'm not dating. When they finish telling you what their friends did, they've exposed you to the pressures they went away with. So what if you dated or you had a date for Valentine? What would you have wanted? They tell you. I always say, hear what's in their head first before you bring your 1979 curriculum. Because they're not growing up in the same world as you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I'm just curious because I know some parents might be thinking, okay, my daughter is even young. She's probably 3, 4. At what age should I start having these kind of conversations with her? Is it too early at 4? Is it too early at 5? At what age? So assuming that, she's still pretty young, when should I start talking to her about this?
So now, the thing is that there's an umbrella terminology for this learning. It's called sex education.
Okay.
Many parents are not comfortable with the word sex education.
Absolutely.
So I tell them, all right, let's call it body safety and pretend we don't know what we're talking about. So it's body safety, right?
Okay.
Now, the thing about body safety is that, just as the term implies, each age group has their risk. So you educate and prepare them to deal with the risk of that age group. My sister, 3 to 4 year olds don't have the risk of dating on Valentine.
Yes.
So it's not part of their wahala.
Okay.
What's part of their wahala is caregiver abuse, being touched inappropriately by a classmate, an adult, a nanny. That's what is realistic for them. But now when they get to age 9, when puberty has started, that's really when their brain starts to process emotional attraction to boys.
Okay.
And that's crush. So that's when we start to talk about it. At 9-11, we talk a lot about feeling but not acting. It's like an exercise. But when they get to 12 to 14 and 15 to 17, socially in all their entertainment channels, those age groups are dating. So the pressure to date sets in. So that's when we talk about it.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Okay. So the timing is important.
The timing is critical,
yes,
so it's relevant to the child.
And knowing what to say per time is also important, because some parents struggle with how much is too much,
Fantastic.
When should I start, what exactly should I say?
Yes.
And I think it's also important that parents learn.
Yes.
What do you think about parents learning parenting? Because it's all, it's where it all starts from.
Okay, so you learned how to cook. So I married intertribally. That means I showed up one day and I saw Uba in my kitchen. I've never known it. So I learned to cook.
Okay.
Cooking is food. After you finish eating, it's over. It doesn't have long-term consequence. But parenting has long-term consequences. It's molding a human for their journey. If you make a mistake, long-term consequences. So why wouldn't we be open to learning? When I was raising my daughters, I also worked with a coach, Vivian Okoye. She's a therapist, she's a psychologist, and she's the one that sat me down to understand the way my child's mind worked. They're not crying because they're being stubborn. They don't have language to support their expression. Yeah. So you start to teach them how to express themselves. So we should all be open to learning. And so when it comes to sex education, that's the one thing parents need to go out to learn. So that each time what you say is relevant to your child. Yeah. So when we even talk about age appropriateness, it's not about don't tell the child something bad only. It's about telling the child something they can use that is relevant to them. So I am 100% for parents showing up to learn wherever they see an opportunity to learn how best to communicate these values to their daughters. It's common sense to go and learn it, yes.
It is common sense to go learn it, to go learn parenting.
Yes.
And if you're still wondering, is it true? Should I, what did our parents read? How did they learn? Did they go for any parenting school? This is your reminder that you need to learn parenting.
You want to ask what their parents did? How they are faring? If their parents did a good job, why don't they know what to tell their kids?
We'll get back to this conversation when we come back from this short break. I hope you've been having a good time listening to us. This has been G3 Show live on UTV Africa, and we've been having the conversations around Valentine and how parents can also support their kids, support our girls to understand this concept so that we don't get it wrong. We're going on this short break, and when we come back, we'll get to the next gear of the conversation. So let's talk about fun facts about girls and love. Love is in the air, but can we know some crazy things that happen, some, really funny things about love that you as a girl or you as a girl parent need to know? Number one is that a girl's first crush usually happens between ages 8 and 13. So when you think your darling is still in the house and she doesn't care about boys, she's already noticing them. She may not be actively doing something, but she's noticing them. Number two, girls tend to overthink when they like someone. So they get to think, they dream of the person. In their mind, they're already printing their wedding card, but they just saw the person for the day one. So they tend to overthink when they love someone. They replay their conversations, the emojis, they even watch the punctuations, they read punctuations. That's something to note as a parent. Number 3, girls fall faster when they feel understood. They fall in love faster when they feel this person understands me. And that might be a trap because anybody can know that and then use it as a bait for them. So you want to be careful. Emotional understanding is a bait for them, and when they feel that they're understood, when they feel that connection, they are up for it. Number 4, girls often fall for boys who make them laugh.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Have you ever seen someone say, oh, I love him because he's so humorous. I just crack up whenever we're talking. He's just so good. He makes like really cool jokes. That can be a trap for your darling. Number 5, girls are more likely to keep old love notes and screenshots. They are more likely to keep notes that someone wrote to them. I mean, in this world where we do not write a lot of notes again, screenshot works.
Yes.
Messages, they can start those WhatsApp messages so they can go back to it and read it and feel those smushy feelings all over. So you want to be careful and help them with that. Number 6, a girl can like someone quietly for months without saying a word. Mm-hmm. And that's where crush is coming, right? They can be crushing on someone and just notice them. I remember when I was a teenager, I would always climb to the rooftop of our house just to see a particular boy when he comes out to the corridor to spread clothes. I don't know, I was just crazy. I just liked him. Funny part, I never spoke to him for once till now. So girls can actually love someone and just never say it. And they'll just be, brooding on that love in their hearts. Number 7, when a girl really likes someone, her voice gets slightly softer. So you hear her say something like, hello, I don't know. I'm a girl, like, do you understand? We understand ourselves, so it works. So your voice just gets slightly softer. But when you're with your siblings, you're shouting and your voice is actually coarse. But when it gets to the love of your life, it gets softer. Number 8, so when your daughter is, using those soft voice, you're free to suspect her. I didn't send you. Number 8, girls value emotional safety more than physical attraction. Right? They value emotional safety. Feeling safe, feeling heard, feeling like this person loved them. And then last but not the least, girls often ignore red flags because they hope things will change. I'm not going to say anything because my guest is going to talk about this, but by the time we get back to the show. I hope you enjoyed this fun fact. Let it guide you if you're a girl, and let it guide you more if you're a girl parent. Let's get back right into the show. Okay, welcome back. And we've been talking about, love and all of that. Which of the fun facts made more sense to you? By the way, Ma, what do you think about, girls ignoring red flags? And can we talk about the red flags that, are always there when it has to do with girls and love?
So interestingly, a lot of the red flags are already in the quote. So let me start with the guys with sense of humor.
Okay.
Talk to women that married them. They evade conversations. They evade communication. Most of them do. Sometimes the humor is a mask. You can't hold them responsible for anything. So many girls enjoy their company without really paying attention to their character.
Oh my.
So, but don't believe me, ask the women who married them. Let them walk you through what challenges they have to deal with, because at the end of the day, there are greater issues than sense of humor.
Yeah.
Number 2, the idea that girls value being understood. Incidentally, boys don't sound like they understand them. So sometimes when a girl likes a boy, she ascribes interpretation to their interaction that is not contingent upon what the guy is doing or not doing. So for example, if he says, come, meet me here. So I like the way he calls me. Or he didn't say that. He didn't say anything. I like the way he makes me feel. He's not doing anything different. So the fantasy world, that's why I said the quote has all the red flags. Girls make up the identity of the boy. So a guy walks up to her and says, hello, I like how confident he is. What is your metric for measuring confidence? He treats me with respect. How? So for example, many years ago, I designed something called the crush journal.
Okay.
Because I knew that girls don't think when they are crushing.
Yeah.
And if they exaggerate the feelings. You know, you said it that they overthink things. They make up ideas. They make up events. The guy just passed to the toilet. She said there's a way he turned to look. He didn't look. He didn't even see that you were there. So many things are made up. So I made this journal where I started asking them questions. For example, what do you not like about him? Just to match the brakes on the overthinking.
Yeah.
Because to answer that question, you have to step back. Even when she say, there's nothing I don't like about him, oh, she has started thinking about it so that the euphoria starts to drop. Then I start to ask, what do your teachers say about him? What do other people who don't like him say about him? I mean, I've heard a girl say, our teachers don't get him. Once you start to say, you are the therapist, apparently. You get him.
Yes.
You know him. Even the boy doesn't want you to get him. He doesn't want you to know him. He doesn't want anything deep. Do you understand me?
Yes.
So the girls ignore the red flag because of the fantasy in their head. They have a picture. They've drawn up an entire series with episodes on how this ends. They don't need the boy's participation. Only them can frame and form his character, his response. And so what that does is, when they say that they hope that things will get better, what happens is that they hope their dreams come true. And to a large extent, one of the things I teach my daughters is that it's disrespectful of boys. It means you don't give them agency in your narrative. So shut up whatever it is that is writing the script in your head and pay attention to him. Listen to what he's saying so that you make an informed decision. Do you know it's the same thing that when they meet a boy who has promise, they can cook up a narrative in their head that puts him out. Meanwhile, he's the one safe to be with.
Wow.
So even the feel safe, feel heard, feel valued, when they are teenagers in particular, 18 and below, it's a fantasy. They create this sense of safety in their head. So for instance, the guy held you by the staircase and hugged you, and you felt understood. You silly. Understanding means I said a lot, he understood me, we had follow-up conversations. Have you met teenagers that are dating? What sensible conversation do they put out there? Nothing. I like him, he's my person. The other person was looking at him, don't look at him again. I mean, I read something recently. A woman said that her daughter said, oh, Mom, I have a boyfriend. He used to date my friend, but he's now my friend. Hey! The mother was like, are you saying that I have not done much? So even what they think is awesome is a fiction of their imagination. It's not real. That's why sometimes when you see, I mean, babe, you know this one, when you are younger, and your friends, they date person, they look the person, they look her. And you're like, wow. How are they doing it? Because you can't see what she's saying. Because what she's saying is not real. It's a fiction of her imagination. So the biggest red flag is girls live in their head. And they ignore all the reality around them. Yeah.
I think we need to talk about this living in the head thing because it's a big deal for girls.
Yes.
How can they get out of their head?
So for me, with my daughters, talk clarifies their thoughts. The more a girl talks to an adult, the less she lives in her head. Let me explain what that means. You don't want to know how many questions I answer weekly with my daughter. So my 15-year-old asked me that, what if you meet someone, he's an ex-convict, and he's a great person, and he went to jail wrongly? I'm like,
oh, wow.
Why did they pick him out of the whole lot? Meanwhile, remember, my child is not in the dating pool. So these are scenarios that is coming to our head. So I say, what if this happens? And I start to say, find out what made him a likely person to qualify for this. Say, okay, what if he's done something bad? I said, because I told her that day, sometimes they use history, what he's done in the past. So what if he's done something in the past, but he's not a better person? I say, usually women, we're not in a position to determine if he's a better person. Ask him to walk you through the journey he's taken to becoming a better person? Has he been to therapy? Is he reading books? If you notice, I did not remove the idea that he can be a better person.
Yes.
I just gave her the blueprint that becoming a better person takes effort.
Yeah, and process.
People don't wish it away. People take process. Take processes rather. They become accountable. They can point you to who they're looking up to. I say, unless a man patterns that to you. So now when parents, funny enough, when parents, unfortunately for girls today, we now have girl mentors like yourself. When girls sit down with you, Precious, and talk to you, you move into their head and sweep out
Sweep out the dirt.
The dirt. So it is the conversations they have with adults that is the problem. But there's something else that parents often ignore. When you raise a child with healthy self-esteem, she's not needy. Neediness creates narratives. So some girls grow up in a home where we want to go out now, and I set my daughters up for performance. You're wearing this because of applause. You have to look this way. You have to look this way. What we tell, and then sometimes the child is saying, I'm not comfortable with this. You say, no, this is what looks good. Everybody's wearing this. So you teach the child that it's not comfort, it's approval. When girls leave the home looking for approval, they're looking for approval from everyone, peers, boys. So in order to gain that approval, they zero out on themselves and zero in on the boy like, what do I need to do for him to like me? They say boys like this. They say, so that narrates, that starts to create the narrative. If I do this, this will happen and will lead to this. So we have to all go back home and raise girls with voice and opinion. Wow. I have 2 opinionated daughters. Let me explain to you. My daughter told me this morning, say, Mommy, so now you and us are playing game. Many adults are not comfortable with opinionated children. Maybe I'm using the wrong terminology. Girls with opinions, not necessarily opinionated that don't listen. They share their thoughts.
Their own thoughts.
Cultivate your child. I don't mean those kids that are pampered, spoiled, talk out of turn, talk disrespectfully. I mean girls who can share their thoughts. What it means is that as parents, we have to have quality conversations in our homes. If you're talking Nigerian movie or movie in general or gossip, you don't give room for real talk. So I have space in my house where my daughters can say, this is exactly how I'm feeling. So if my daughter has a crush on someone, we're talking about it. I'm like, let's unpack it. Say, Mama, we get into the car after service. Say, Mommy, you won't believe this in this church now. But you and we arrived at now. I've had a crush on someone and the thing has even finished. Let's be doing so.
Beginning and end of movie.
Because they've talked so much, their brain can't hold those illogical things for long. So conversations build logic. So when they're alone and the thing starts, their brain is not used to illogical conversations. Like the things you say to my daughter will say, how does that work? Once I hear how exactly, Mommy, she said, how does that work? I said, let's break it down. How is this related to this, related to this? What about this? So I'm just saying that one of the core tools that God gave us to raise children, boys and girls, is talk.
Talk. Conversations.
Sit down and have conversations.
This is I wish we have more time because this conversation is very important, yes, especially for parents. Yes. But before we round off, I just want us to talk to girls directly for a while. Mama 10/10 girls. Let's talk to our girls. This Valentine, what should be their position?
So for the girls watching this video today, my name is Princess Irene. I love girls like you because I know that God has done so much and built so much into you that the world needs to find. But there are distractions along the way. And one of your biggest distractions is looking down on yourself and thinking that you need people who don't necessarily need you, or people who will not lead you to where God is taking you. I'm speaking all those big English to say that you have to believe that you're going somewhere to happen big. And you have to start building that version of yourself. Now, there are distractions along the way. The friends who will tell you that what you're thinking can never happen, or you're being too uptight, or that you're not being cool. They seem cool today. I know many girls that were cool when I was younger, that are so uncool today. Was a waste of their potential. But also, I want you to start paying attention to who you are so that when they tell you you're not cool, you have evidence. So for instance, you have to get to know yourself, know your talents, know your gifts, know your interests, know the things that you do easily that other people can never dream of. Because those things tell you where you're going. Then you have to accept yourself. There will always be a girl somewhere who does it better than you. But you have to accept your journey. And the reason you accept your journey is because there's growth in your journey. So for some girls, maybe you draw, you're looking at yourself and saying, I don't draw nearly as much as Jasmine. Don't worry. The more you work on it, you'll get better. But not better to outdraw Jasmine. You draw the best of your own flavor. So you have to get to a place where you accept yourself. And girl, the next part is respect. That's why I'm ending this talk. You have to honor yourself. And you honor yourself by doing things that grow you and doing things that will never bring you shame. So if you sneak around in the school toilet, shame, embarrassment, disrepute, you don't need that in your future. Do you understand? You honor yourself by making sure you wear clean clothes, you bathe properly, your space is awesome. And your parents don't have to tell you to clean up your space. Don't let your mom come into the room and tell you that you're living as a pig. You're not honoring yourself. You have to honor yourself by creating time for doing the most important things first. Studying, reading, praying. Those are the things that actually build you. And then when you get to Valentine's season, I don't want you to be looking for love. Whatever your age mates are dealing with or feeling in this moment is really not love. Love is for people who know themselves, who found themselves. So that when you now meet a boy, which should happen, the real one should happen around the time you're 21. Don't mind what anyone tells you. The real kind of feeling thingy happens around the time you're 21. But then you're old enough to not be played with, to not be toyed with. You're old enough to not be blackmailed when the boy says, send me naked pictures of yourself, I break up with you. You don't need him. You know yourself. So what I'm saying is, no matter what happens in school this week, you're not missing anything if you're not part of Valentine. I promise you. Any Valentine that happens between now and when you're 21, you may look like exciting things are happening around you, but it's not true. They're not telling you the whole story. You're not missing anything. I hope you stand up for who you are, so that when you get to 21, you have nothing to be ashamed. You have no secret you don't want people to put on social media. You're the girl that God designed you to be. I love you.
Oh my goodness. Whew. It's been a full circle moment. Thank you so much, ma, for sharing. Thank you. And I hope that girls listening to us today, I hope you've been delivered from the pressure of Valentine. And I hope you now know that Valentine is not a time to insist that you move out with a boy. It's a time to build yourself, to love yourself. And by the way, like she said, if you have 20, if you're going to wait till 21, let's even talk about how many more years you have. So assuming you want to live for 100 years, it means you have like how many more years? 79 years to celebrate Valentine. That's a lot. So there's no rush. We love you and we wish you a happy Valentine's Day. Keep watching G3 Show. This is G3 Show, where we empower young girls to achieve greatness. And we're live on UTV every week. Keep watching, keep sharing with your friends. Till we come your way again, I remain Precious Flourish Ifan, and it's been my pleasure hosting you today once again. Bye.